Hi, Josh. Good to see you. I'm here with Nick Stull. Nick, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
We have just installed your first solo show at SGG called Surfaces.
Surfaces.
So
yes.
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, the layout looks good, and yeah, I'm happy.
So I'd like to start and have you tell us a little bit about kind of how you first knew you were an artist and decided to pursue that path for your career.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's see.
It's a big question.
Yeah, it's a big question.
But
I guess growing up, I was always into art. I drew a lot in high school. A certain amount of graffiti, and was into that. It wasn't until college.
Little trouble.
Yeah, a little trouble. I do, legal public art now, but back then it was not so legal.
Okay.
But it wasn't really till college that I got into painting. I kind of started to understand like critical art theory and color theory. And it was kind of when those things converged, that's when it kind of clicked for me.
Like this is it.
I love art.
This is what I'm doing.
And at the time it was kind of like,
artist.
Yes. And in college, the idea was that I would maybe teach and then also do art. But once I graduated, I ended up going a different route and running a gallery and kind of going down that road, but always still doing artwork. And so kind of over the years, I kind of circled back to just doing the artwork full time now.
Yeah.
Full time as of like the last few months, actually.
I know.
So it's,
and I feel
it's scary, but it's exciting.
Lucky us, right? More time, more art.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this show, as I mentioned, is called Surfaces. And you and I have talked, and I've been trying to get sort of the story down. I want to make sure that at least that I understand it and you have a chance to explain a little bit more, and then we'll talk about this painting. So when I think of the term surfaces, it can mean a few things, right? And in this body of work, several of the pieces, there's a surface of water.
Yes.
There's the surface of the painting itself, right? The way the viewer interacts with the piece. And then in all of the pieces, there's a commentary about the surface of human identity.
Correct.
We think we see something or see somebody, but there's always so much more going
to them.
on.
Yeah, not exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Their identity could be obscured or, because of that surface treatment.
And when you come see the show, you're going to be blown away by the full body of work and how the concept of surfaces moves in and out of the pieces. But when you have that in mind as you're looking at each piece, it connects you to the painting.
There's kind of overlapping connections with all these pieces. Some move more towards the identity aspect. Some are about kind of that formal surface treatment of the picture plane. And then some, are heavy on kind of like the water aspect too, and just conveying water in that way.
Well, I love it because sometimes artists do want a title of the show, and sometimes it's just artist solo show. And I think in this case, it helps that it's basically a container concept. For what you're going to experience when you come.
And we kind of went back and forth on that. We weren't sure if we were going to do like, Nick Stull new paintings or some,
the Nick
hoity-toity,
Stull show.
long-winded title, but it's just like
surfaces.
And it made sense. Yeah,
I love it. So this piece, which is titled Vessels, just tell us a little bit about sort of what I'm looking at and how you conceptualized the piece and then painted it, created it, and what to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think as far as you noted with the kind of 3 different ways in which I talked about or thought about vessels for this show, this kind of encapsulates all 3 of them. First off, it's on water, so I was very into playing with the idea of how to render water in a way that would maybe register as a liquid form, but still look kind of otherworldly or not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a tar spill. Maybe it's something that's not.
It's not
quite
a specific body of water.
Right.
It's the feeling of water and sort of otherness.
But also otherness. I think that's a good.
Okay.
And then as far as like the surface of the picture plane goes, I was really interested in using different materials to kind of make us aware of the painted surface. So, for example, I did kind of a undertone of aerosol with oil paint on top. And then, we got these kind of expressive brushstrokes here, and that kind of, contrasts with the more tight kind of rendering of the face.
Right.
And
these, I don't know if they can see it, but it's so cool.
There's a kind of a landscape here, and these kind of detailed floral arrangements on
highly
these two.
Detailed, very specific.
Yeah, tiny brushes for those, big messy brushes for those. And then as far as the identity, again, their faces are obscured, so you're kind of not sure who these individuals are. And these, the landscape and the flowers almost act as like this, way of being, or this thought process that's more universal.
And so do you want, me, the viewer, to have a feeling of, for some reason, I think they're three men. I don't know if they are. Or do you want us to have a feeling of kind of who they are or where they're going? Or
really,
is it intentionally...
it wasn't, I think, now that I think about it, it could be three men. But yeah, I guess going into it, that wasn't too much of a thought. It's the hoods and the coats kind of obscure gender in a way,
right?
But still, you have associations that could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
So, but I like that it's open like that, so you could kind of make your own interpretations.
It's more human experience than a specific human being.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That sounded really deep, didn't it?
No, yeah, just perfect, love, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful, and you have to come in and to see it, to appreciate the detail. You have to be this close to it.
I think so, yeah. It's I like this because it can operate on a number of levels. You can see it from a distance, and the waves and these colors kind of draw you in, but you have to kind of be up close to see that detail in the faces. So
like many surfaces.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We are now going to move into the speed round.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. So don't hesitate. You can pass if you need to pass, but you shouldn't have to pass. It's really easy.
All right.
What is your favorite word?
Word?
Discombobulate.
I don't know.
What is your least favorite word? You can pass.
I'll pass.
Okay.
Pass. That's the word. I don't know.
What turns you on?
New experiences, inspiration from other artists, paintings, hanging out with my wife and kid, just that stuff.
Another one on the way.
Another one on the way. So
very exciting. Yeah. All right. What turns you off?
I think individuals that are closed-minded and not willing to kind of accept new ideas or experiences and stuff like that.
What is your favorite curse word?
Probably fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
It's a pretty common one.
It's a good one.
I like them all, but
that one in particular. Yeah. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Entomology or business.
Entomology is
study of insects.
Oh, wait, what's stamps?
Oh, that might be interesting too. I don't know.
What's stamps, Josh?
Study of stamps?
I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know.
No,
but,
back to the speed round. Sorry. Bugs. We'll stick to bugs.
Bugs. I like bugs.
Okay. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hey, good to see you.
I don't know. I think that's perfect.
Wasn't expecting you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. And everybody come see this show. It's fantastic.